Hello there everyone, welcome to another Skywalker Saga Q&A. Good to see you all. How are you doing? I think for one of the first times since I started doing these, because this was never planned to be a series, but something that's happened in this series, something that's become a tradition, is we recap the news at the start of each week. And I know, I read the comments. I know there's a lot of people who tell me when I upload a news video that there's no news, and let me tell you, this is what no news feels like, my friend, because there's actually nothing to recap this week, which is a bit of a relief for me, considering some weeks when there's a lot, I try to remember it all off the top of my head, and I end up forgetting something. But on the other hand, it's a bit unfortunate, honestly. I really expected things to be up and running by now. My only I'll get into welcoming everyone in a second, but my only kind of the reason I'm not worried, let's say, is just because of this Future Games event, which I believe is nothing more than a possibility. That's about it, because I didn't really agree with the Nintendo event or the PlayStation event or Sony event, whatever it was, because of them not having marketing rights to the game. I feel like this future gaming event is a possibility, and that's the only reason I'm not fully depressed, maybe. I don't know, it's hard right now with LEGO Star Wars. It really is. I expected things to be a lot better this year than they are, but hopefully things should be up and running soon. But yeah, it'd be nice right now with things just still being quiet in general, not much going on. And here in the UK, we're all still locked down. It'd be nice to have LEGO Star Wars to play on, but unfortunately that's not the case yet. Welcome though, everyone. We'll still get into questions and everything today. Hello, Harold, Alexi, Cameron, Riddick, William, Josh, Callum, Austin, Alexi, Dan, welcome, and thank you, Dan, as well, for joining at level 3 member off stream. I appreciate it very much, my friend. Thank you. Who else? Ben Kenobi, welcome. Austin, welcome. Retro Boy, welcome. Forley, welcome. Andy, Cameron, Tyler, Sonic, Eric. My day's alright. How's yours? Actually, I've caught up on quite a bit, like non-LEGO Star Wars things related this week. It's been nice. I've just had a week to really catch up on a lot of things in my life that I've needed to sort out and get done. So it's been actually a really productive week for me. How's everyone else's week been? Dumble, welcome to the stream. How are you? Sidious, welcome. Janet, welcome. Weaver, welcome. Future Game Show isn't the final hope for us, Alexi. So I suppose that's the main point. God, I'm here thinking, what is the main topic of this stream going to be, considering there's been no news? But I think one of the main things is going to be the Future Game Show again, isn't it? Like, this Future Game Show is pretty much, it's not our last hope. Let's not be overly dramatic here. It's not our last hope, but at the same time, what it is it's our last hope of anything. I would say any chance of the game coming before May. That's what I'm thinking. Because obviously, look, there's been a lot of events, and there's been a few this year. Like I said, I can't remember the exact names of these events that have happened this year, and I think this shows how irrelevant they were in my head that anything would come. But there was the PlayStation event and there was the Nintendo event, and I said for both, there's nothing coming here. There's just no chance of it. With the fact that there's no marketing rights, the fact that if they were to release something, it's going to be at an Xbox/Microsoft event, whatever you want to call it, or it's going to be at an event that's not exclusive to a certain platform, like the Future Games event. Now, for me, this is possible. It really is. And if we don't get anything at it, which I'm going to have a video out nearer the time as well. Don't worry, I am working on some sort of videos that haven't yet been uploaded, but if we don't get anything at this event, I would say that cancels out the game releasing any time May and before. I'd say it's June and afterwards. That still could be June and afterwards, even if we don't, even if we do get something there. But that's the way I'm looking at it. Like we really do need something at this point. So yeah, well, let's see if we can get something that's not future games related. And be sure to like and subscribe if you're new as well. Will it be released this spring? Well, I think I've pretty much answered that question there. Harold, hello Force Lord as well. How you doing? My March 12th date. So about my March 12th date, I think I made it pretty clear with my March 12th date that was just me speculating. I pretty much said to you all, didn't I? If we have nothing by March 12th, then maybe we should panic. But let me remind you that once again, that was just me speculating. And I admit I probably shouldn't have said it because I forgot that everything I say it can have an impact. And people can believe it to some degree. But when I did say that, let's bear in mind we didn't know anything about this Future Games event, so that's given me a lot more confidence. But I'm really... I think the best way... I'm not going to reveal what I'm going to say, because I'm not revealing a lot of what I want to say, rather, because there's a lot I want to save for a video, actually, discussing this nearer the time. But... I think it's difficult how to put this. We shouldn't focus all our efforts on this, but we're looking at the next game event after it. We're looking like May time. Now that would mean an extreme delay in this game, which I really don't think an extreme delay is possible. Do you? I don't think that personally.
I can't reach the other from here.
Games have been cancelled in the past. My friend, this wouldn't be cancelled, Sidious. I think the fact that they continue to promote it in some sort of way, like it's still something you see on their social media pages every now and again. The fact that the LEGO DMs are switching and changing as well with these replies they're sending out to people. So what did we have? Like last week, I remember last week actually, we were, after the news video I made, things were actually getting like pretty exciting because the LEGO automated response had changed, hadn't it? So it had changed to we're putting the finishing touches on the game, and that had us all, including me, it had us all pretty excited. And then now we find ourselves here, where I haven't kept an eye on it. Honestly, I don't think we should read too much into if they change that DM again. We know that they're putting the finishing touches on the game, but they wouldn't be so vocal about the game actually still existing, which I believe they have been, if it was cancelled. So cancelled isn't happening. I can pretty much 100% confirm that to you. The game isn't cancelled. What else? 20th of April you're thinking for a release date. I wish I had your optimism. I really wish I had your optimism with that. I'm thinking, I think I said this last week, but obviously because summer officially begins on the 21st of June, and at the same time, so pretty much all of June is spring, and then the final few days are summer. So I think somehow... if I had to predict something, this is my head prediction, so don't think it's like confirmed or anything, but I'm thinking like maybe late June, as in what would officially be classed as summer, but at the same time it's still June, so it is summer, but you could get away with spring maybe. I mean, I suppose it depends where you are in the world as well, like what you... Does anybody actually go by the official dates for seasons? Like, for example... Spring hasn't officially started yet, has it? But we're on the 14th of March. I'm pretty sure it hasn't officially started. What is it? It's like the 21st of March. This is the thing. I don't know the dates of when each season begins off by heart. I have to look them up on the internet, because for me, if I'd been, let's say, I was in a coma for a year and I came back today and I live one day in the world, and you ask me what time of the year is it right now, I'd guess it's spring already, even though it's not officially, is it? So. It depends what the developers actually define as spring. You could get away with June. But I would say to you, if I didn't have a clue, I'd been in the coma for a year, came back today, I'd argue it's spring now. And it's actually officially not spring now. So, yeah. Next question. Hello, Cal. So, this is a weird one. I'm glad you brought up about GameStop. Now, first of all, I'm sorry if any of my knowledge on GameStop isn't great, but I live in the UK. We don't have GameStop here, and when we try to, or at least when I try to access the website, I'm guessing it's the same for everyone else, you can't here, so that doesn't help. But I've seen the pictures. I covered it back in one of my videos a few months ago, actually. And that is in GameStop. There's actually a sign at where, so there's like the shelves where you can pre-order the game, and there is a sign there that says, is it 30th of May? I believe it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what the date is that it's got. It's got like a cement date there, which is very late in May. Now that is a placeholder, but I am as surprised as pretty much anyone who's seen that they've actually put up a date in the shop. I think there's a big difference between having a placeholder date online and a placeholder date on a big shelf for everyone to see in the middle of a shop. Yeah, I know you can see it online as well if everybody looks. But I don't know. I think there's something a bit more strange about it. Now, I don't think that gives it any credibility that that is the date. That's not what I'm saying by any means. I'm just saying I find it very strange, but it is a placeholder, and it's nothing more than a placeholder. Hello, Matthew. Good to see you. Dan, you say, I'm thinking about the possibilities of Clone Wars and Rebels having a bonus mission. I was thinking the same, so it would make sense to me because they're making a Bad Batch character pack, and in an alternate world where maybe the game was due out this time next year, let's not jinx that, but let's say the game was due out this time next year, maybe in that world we would get a Book of Boba Fett character pack. You never know. But the fact that they're acknowledging the Bad Batch and the Clone Wars isn't in there, it wouldn't surprise me if there's pivotal that's not even a word, pivotal Clone Wars characters like Ventress, like Clone Wars Ahsoka, because we're pretty much going to get Mandalorian Ahsoka. Let's be honest, there's 2 Mandalorian character packs. So it wouldn't surprise me if those characters are in there. I've been saying this all along as maybe a mission where you can play as them and then you unlock them automatically, or maybe it's just the characters and you get them via Kyber bricks. That's right, I did my research, so it is all but, I say all but confirmed. I can't actually find the place, the video, the article where one of the developers confirmed that Kyber bricks is replacing gold bricks, but from the research I've done, it does look that way, and apparently it is out there where they've confirmed that. I just can't find the article to, honestly, but I'm going to go with it and believe it because it seems pretty logical to me. So maybe, I mean, I don't know why Kyber bricks even matter in the question I'm answering, but I think it's very plausible that there could be an extra mission. I'd say characters more likely than missions. I'd love to do an Ahsoka versus Maul bonus mission from Clone Wars, but we have to remember this game was originally coming out last year, and that may impact. Essentially, the best way to look at this is a Star Wars game that was supposed to release in 2020. So think of the Star Wars universe and how it was back in 2020. Yes, the Clone Wars, the new season had just aired back then, but it was very new. And look how new Revenge of the Sith was when the original Lego Star Wars game came out, and how inaccurate it was. So yeah, that's what I'd say to that one. Mini kits are confirmed, Lava. There's one in the background of the Anakin and Mace Windu shot on Geonosis. I love confirming mini kits because I'm a bit unhappy about the gold bricks thing. Once again, I'm really confused if I am to confirm Kyber bricks are replacing gold bricks, because this is what everybody tells me. I watched so much stuff on it. I tried to find articles. I couldn't find the specific article myself. I watched like through so much, or as much as possible, of developers being interviewed. I couldn't find it. It's out there, but mini kits are there. Thank God. We just need to hope. Why isn't it building over there? We just need to hope that True Jedi is still in the game. You know, will I cry if True Jedi isn't in the game? I probably won't cry, but I'd be very upset. And I love True Jedi. Should you get Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens? If you've... Look, I was talking about this last week, but I'm going back through them all. And I'm pretty much familiar with all the others. I say pretty much, I am 100% in every way familiar with all the others. But Force Awakens, despite me 100%ing it back in 2016, the reason I'm not as familiar with this one is just because I only played through it once and then I never came back to it again. I just don't think it had the same impact on me. But I'm back on this one because it's the one I struggle with the most. You can probably see that. It's not even because I'm just commentating through the missions, and that's why I'm stuttering a bit on the game. I'm not familiar with this in the same way. So this one always takes me a bit longer, but I'm hoping that this playthrough helps me because this one is going to have the most amount of features. Oh, this one is going to be the closest to the new game. That doesn't mean it's going to be the same, but it's going to be the closest because of the time period it was made. It's like you could argue the Clone Wars game will be closer to the Skywalker Saga than the complete saga will be in terms of mechanics, everything like that, but it won't be the same. Yeah, that is 4 years ago. 2016 I played this, but it claims that my last save was early 2017. What do I think about the Nintendo Switch version of the game? There may be subtle differences in it, admittedly. That's been a trend in the past. I know with I played, so I didn't just play the complete saga on Xbox. I played it on, I mean, primarily actually as a kid I played it on PlayStation 2, and I also played it on Nintendo DS back in the day. That was fun. And obviously the game build was very different. Now, obviously the Switch is far more advanced than the DS. That's like years and years ago now. But there may be differences. There may be differences just to fit the platform. I don't think the actual objective of the missions is going to be much different. Obviously, they can't be too far apart because it's the same story. But I don't think they'll be too much different. I think for the most part, all the collectibles will be in the same place, depending on if certain rooms can't be generated for the Switch. But there'll probably be more of a difference between that than any of the others. I would expect the version on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox is all the exact same. That's what I'm thinking, and I don't think I'd exactly be wrong in that one. Do you think that the members of the banking clan will be in the game? I think you asked me this one before. I think Sandhill pretty much will be the only one, just because he's in episodes 2 and 3, and the separatists meetings may be in there. Now, obviously Newt Gunray will make it in, Poggle the Less will make it in. It depends on to what level of background characters are they going. I know Yaddle is in the game, but Yaddle just seems to be like such a meme these days that I think that's why she's in there.
An Arab boarding party.
But
To the return.
An Arab boarding party.
To the
Fierce,
return.
thank you for...
An Arab boarding party.
Happy Valentine's
just
Day.
getting
Much
some
in love and positive
tunes.
vibes
Wait,
to
why are these all
everyone.
coming through now?
Revolving hearts.
Deary me.
An Arab boarding party.
How do you feel about the
All
new
my
in-depth
donations are
side
playing
quest
out all of a
system?
sudden.
Do you think it will be similar to The
that's
Force
strange.
Awakens?
An Arab boarding party.
Do you think
thought
Skywalker
that
Saga
was
will
weird. I
open
thought
the
we
door
got
for more remakes
they're
of
actually new
classic Lego
donations or
game?
not.
Themes
Looks
like
like my bot
Indiana
just glitched.
Jones or Batman.
That's
An
great.
Arab boarding
I
party.
think one of those is
Hi
new.
FGG, I would
These are
love
like
to know how you are
Weeks
doing.
old donations.
Did you
Yeah,
had a
what
good
happened
week?
there?
And how is the COVID
think it
situation
stopped.
going at your place?
Thanks for interrupting me.
Here in
Bob.
Holland, everything is going well. Thank you, best Jacob from Holland.
That's so weird. I don't know if any of those are new or not. I'll have to check. I don't think they are. Very strange indeed. Very strange. No super chats came through. I think they're all old ones. Interesting. Where was that? What was I talking? I was talking about background characters, wasn't I? I'm so confused why my bot just did that to me. Very nice. The game's not out, Blue Beast. No, the game's not out. This is The Force Awakens. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, Red Bricks confirmed. What was that? That was my bot reading out donations, but it was apparently reading out weeks old donations. Yeah, the super chat was from last week. I have no idea, guys. I have no idea. I'm as stunned as you all are. you know what? Anything to spice up the stream in times of crisis like this. Right, back to questions. Back to questions. We'll not get too distracted. What was it last week? What did I say last week? What was it again? What was that line I said last week that you're all making... it was accidental. I didn't mean to say it. But you're all making fun of me for something I said last week. That was so kind. Anyway, questions. What do you think we will use to level up our characters and stuff? Will it be leveling tickets? Please tell us. The levels... So we did get some comments about this, actually. We did indeed. We got some comments in the PlayStation... Was it? No, was it in the PlayStation magazine? I'm trying to think. Hang on. Was it? Was it? No, I think it was just general developer... No, it was from an insider. It was from an insider. So one of my videos where we were talking about where an insider got some information, he basically said that you should think of the upgrades as in your abilities, like Jedi Fallen Order, and think of the weapon upgrades like the system in Battlefront with star cards, which is very... You could argue it's very vague, although we know what both systems are like very fluently. I don't know how different they are. So that's what we got told. So essentially you'll unlock something like star cards to upgrade your weapons, and then to upload your force abilities, think of like the points you get in Fallen Order. Which to me, when we heard that, was very interesting, but we have no confirmation that's true, but I don't know, that's all we pretty much know in regards to that. Yeah, but there was an insider in a few videos back. Honestly, if you watch all my news update videos, you'll keep up to date with all these little insider things and leaks and the actual official news, everything. I cover everything. There's been nothing this week, hence why I didn't cover anything this week, but that's usually the case. You know what I don't like about this game? How when I try to switch the other character, it never works, so I have to like generate the menu and actually manually switch. I hope they fix that in the new game, because I'm guessing they're going to use the circular menu system. Without a doubt, I think they're going to use that. And that does seem to be a thing they've used in current LEGO games. Do you think there should be LEGO counts so that you can save your progress through devices? Yeah, I think there should, actually. I understand there not being that, like, I'd love to have done that with the complete saga, but I understand that not being a thing back in the day, but I think that would be very helpful, yes. LEGO accounts, but I don't think that's actually something they plan to do. They've not said anything about that, so, yeah. I'd love that, actually. It's a great idea, but I don't think that's actually... I mean, I think 10 years from now, 20 years from now, maybe we'll have something like that, but as of now, we don't. Do you think the graphics will be better compared to The Force Awakens? Yes, I do. I mean, The Force Awakens has great graphics, but at the same time, I thought the Clone Wars game had great graphics back in the day. And then when I was a kid, I thought the complete saga had great graphics. I mean, we laugh at that now, but that's true, isn't it? So things will always just get better. We'll probably look at this in 20 years' time and think, how old does that look? I mean, I wonder, honestly, when will things look so good that they pretty much can't get any better? Because I always think maybe we're living in that era right now, but there's like videos from a few years ago. I'm just talking about random videos here that I've watched on YouTube, and like we're talking maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I thought the graphics on these are amazing. And then I look back at them now, and they just look terrible in comparison to what we've got now. It's unbelievable. So yeah, I think the Force Awakens game, we know the other, obviously the prequels and the originals are getting remade. They've also made it very clear that the Force Awakens levels will be remade, so it will not be the same levels in the Skywalker Saga that are in this game, which I think is great. Honestly, I'm very happy about that, because it would have been a lot easier for them to just pretty much use these levels all over again than it would have the other levels from the originals and the prequels. So I'm very glad, actually, that they've decided to do even Episode 7 brand new from scratch. Blue Beast, the game isn't out. Did I say something? Why have several people asked me if the game's out? Did I accidentally say... I don't think I said the game was out. I'm pretty sure I didn't. That would be a strange thing to say, would it not? I would never troll you that hard. Do you think there'll be ray tracing on PC? I'm pretty sure they said that that wasn't actually in the game in the PlayStation article, which is unfortunate, but once again, the game was from a year ago, so it probably should have been out by now as well. And during all this time, I doubt all this time, by the way, all this delayed time where the game hasn't been out, I don't think they'll have been adding new features in this time. I think they'll have been scratching up on the features they couldn't get done last time out. So, for all that we know, because there's been the rumours, hasn't there, about the character customizer not being in the game at launch. Nothing more than rumours, by the way. But there's been those rumours. So that's one bug already, you could argue, there, if it's true. Now you don't know. We can speculate. We can say, oh, the game was delayed because everyone had to go working from home and the pandemic put them behind. But there could have been game-breaking bugs in the game, working from home or not. This is something I think it is important to remember. So that if that thing about the customizer was true, which I don't know if it was, I'll be honest, I have no idea. But if it was, that would let's say it was 100% true, that would most likely be one of many bugs, and that's why. So I wouldn't say all this time that the game's been delayed, that's been them working on new features that weren't included a year ago. It's been them, I can safely say that as well, it's been them tidying up everything that was originally supposed to be in the game and getting it to the best level possible. Hello William, good to see you. Already saving up, Zario? What edition are you getting? Is there anyone actually who's getting the standard edition of the game? Which is, once again, I always say, absolutely fine if it's easier for you to get the standard edition, or for whatever reason you can't get the deluxe edition. But is there anyone who is actually choosing to get the standard edition? Because I'm curious as to your reasoning for that. Which is absolutely fine if that's what you choose to do. I'm just curious as to reasoning for choosing the standard over the deluxe. What will Grievous say when he fights Obi-Wan? I would guess I don't think they'll have any issue getting Matthew Woodin, who is the voice of General Grievous, honestly. Because he's pretty involved in Lucasfilm behind the scenes anyway, even to this day. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's a bit like this game, where there's a lot of lines taken directly from the movie. I'm sure Hello There will be in there, General Kenobi, all that stuff. But there'll also be pre-recorded lines specifically for this game. Now, more so, I think those lines will be what you hear in battle when you're actually in control of the characters yourself and you're fighting and everything like that. So, yeah, what will Grievous exactly say? Well, I don't know what his made-up lines are going to be. It could be just like Battlefront, where we're there speculating what the lines could be, and we get half of them right, we don't get the other half. I wonder if there'll be any lines that were Battlefront only that come into LEGO Star Wars as well. Because the developers have no connections at all, so it'd be interesting to see. You're getting the deluxe edition? This might be important. Okay, Retro Boy. Well, so most people are getting the deluxe. Hello, Splotchy. Yeah, pretty much everyone's getting deluxe, unless obviously, for whatever reason, you can't get the deluxe, which is obviously understandable and fine as well. I'm just wondering if, say, you were given 2 editions, you can get either one for free. Would anyone choose the standard? But no, I think most wouldn't. Will LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga be canon? I mean, the movies are canon, but the actual events in the game, the dialogue that is transpired, let's say this part right now where Rey and Finn are, obviously we know in the movie Rey and Finn fight stormtroopers, but in this specific way, is this the way they fought them? with Lego objects everywhere. We're building things and what else can I say that's silly here? This guy running backwards from side to side. I don't think he was there. He might have been. Yep, he's absolutely clueless, isn't he? I wish I could get the Darth Vader steel. Well, I can get the Darth Vader case, but I want the removable one where you can. You've got the seal and you can remove the helmet. That's North America only, which disgusts me. But we've had this rant before. I shan't have it again. What do you think they'll show at the future games? Of course, it's all speculation. If they were to show something, because once again, like you said, it's all speculation. That's the most important thing to remember. But if they were to show something, what would they show? Probably, obviously, there's going to be a trailer. I'm thinking, like, is it going to be gameplay themed? Is it going to be cinematic themed? Is there going to be a theme of it? I would say at this point, it's going to be a standard cutscene trailer, which you could argue isn't that the trailer we got all those months ago. Apparently that was a gameplay trailer, even though there was very few gameplay shots in there. But I would say it's just going to be a standard trailer. It will have, I said this since we got the trailer back in August, there will be a release date in it. Of course, they probably, for all that we know, they may have had a trailer ready for ages, but no release date. And they're not going to release a second trailer without a release date. So that's something you have to bear in mind, that there will be a release date in this trailer, no matter what type of trailer it is. Do I build Lego? I used to. I've been saying for a while. I want to see the pictures of this UCS gunship before I buy it, because one of my biggest problems of Lego. Oh, why did I destroy that? One of my biggest problems with Lego these days is that I don't really like any of the standard sets. I pretty much only like the UCS sets. And it's not even just the cost of the UCS sets, because obviously it's very expensive. I buy all that, it's not going to be great for my bank account. It's probably more important things I should be buying than all the UCS sets. But at the same time, it's space. Like, I don't have space for all this stuff. So, I want to be very careful with which sets I buy. But maybe I'll get this UCS gunship. Maybe. That's a maybe and nothing more than a maybe. Ah, we gotta destroy those, haven't we? Wonderful.
We'll have to go to the control tower.
Destroy that? Yep. Anything else? No? Okay. Hello, rogues. Remember to like and subscribe, guys, if you're new. Let's try and get to 100 likes tonight. I would appreciate it, as always. Obviously, I know things aren't as busy this week. Still pretty busy, but not as busy. Because there's been nothing all week. Which, honestly, when I took my little break at the end of last year, like pretty much the final quarter of last year, where I wasn't that consistent, wasn't putting much time into it, I was thinking like, hey, this is all going to be fine, because we're not going to stop in the new year. I'm going to be going constantly with videos, especially when it gets to around February, March time, and here I am. Here we all are. It's strange, but this Future Games event, we need to keep our eye on it, and nothing more than keep our eye on it, just in case we're fooled. Well, once again, you know, when we got the trailer back in August, they did actually post on their Twitter the day before that we would be getting one, so we should keep an eye out for anything like that. Is the planet that Yaddle was on the same one from Battlefront? Kashyyyk, yeah, Yaddle was on Kashyyyk. That was pretty certain, I'd say. What was she doing on Kashyyyk? I don't know. I'd love to tell you, but I have no idea. Was she honestly just standing there for the cameras? You'll never know. You'll never know. Need someone up here with me. Can we get Finley up here? Where is he? Oh, he's up. He's up. You came up as I went down. Come on, Finn.
Put your back into it.
Hello, Tyler. I was beginning to think you weren't coming.
Oh, that sounded smashy.
How many subscribers am I on? What was I on? We're on 8.2. It's 8, 38, 39, 38, 30. I don't remember what. I can't even remember what subscribers I'm on. God, I'm good. I'm on 38.39. 39. I'm on 39.2 or 3. I can't remember. I'm not with it today, clearly. What do you think of the Rise of Skywalker movie? I don't mind it actually as its own thing, not as a Star Wars movie, but I am excited for it in the game. Why is that, you say? Because I think no matter the movie, no matter how
Yes, that should
bad some of the Star Wars movies may be in parts, no matter how good they may be in some parts, that's all based on our opinion, nothing more. But I think LEGO always does a fantastic job. You know, I love episodes 1 to 6 in every way. There's definitely some I love more, and there's definitely parts I really don't enjoy. But LEGO makes each one, even the missions I don't like as much, they still make them enjoyable. And I have no doubt that I'm going to have way more fun on Canto Bight in a LEGO game than I ever did watching it in the movie. So I am excited. Obviously, I'm more excited for episode, well, pretty much episodes 1 to 3 more than anything. I'm a prequel fan more than anything, but that does not mean I'm not looking forward to the other episodes. Thank you, William. We're on 39.3. Thank you. I clearly couldn't remember something so simple. Not good enough. Not good enough at all. Thank you. Well, subscribe. Not that I clearly remember.
It's all right. The jump
Need to work on that for next week. Did you know Daisy Ridley is voicing Rey in the game? So that was on IMDb, wasn't it? Which, once again, I'm not going to rule out Daisy Ridley isn't voicing Rey, but just bear in mind that pretty much... Is it on IMDb or is it on Wikipedia?
no way around. We're gonna have
I can't remember which one it is, but that is based on... They've got no proof to support that. Whoever's put it on there, I think they're just taking a wild guess. Because that doesn't sound like Daisy Ridley in the trailer. Now, once again, I'm not saying they're not going to have Daisy Ridley lines in there, because I easily think, like just like this game, that it's going to be a mixture of both. It's going to be a mixture of in-game, movie, or in-movie lines. Lines from the movie. That sounds better. Lines from the movie and pre-recorded lines. Now, Daisy Ridley did voice Rey in this game, which is the big difference. Is she... You have to remember, at the time this was made, they were heavily involved in Star Wars. Now the sequel actors are doing their own thing. They're not really involved as much. So, is it going to be Daisy Ridley? We don't know. But that website pretty much has nothing to go off. Look at that guy. I feel bad shooting him, but you need to get off the deck chair, man. It doesn't. I don't think it sounds like Daisy Ridley in the trailer. I think it sounds far from Daisy Ridley. But that's the thing. We have no confirmation. It could be Daisy Ridley, and she was just not feeling too good that day, and her voice sounded different. I don't know, but we have no proof to say it's any of them right now. Is what I'm saying. I mean, I heavily doubt, for example, Harrison Ford will be coming back to voice Han Solo. But at the same time, if they include lines from the movies for Han, then he's going to be in there, so I suppose he'll get credited, right? I'm not sure. What do I think about the graphics? The graphics, from what I've seen, look fine. The graphics don't worry me at all about LEGO games, honestly. They're exactly what they need to be. I have no worries whatsoever on them. I'd be more worried about the way the gameplay works, which is once again not me saying I'm worrying. I'm just saying I'd be more inclined to worry about that. And I think like the graphics are one of the safest things. We're in good hands with the graphics. They seem absolutely fine. Okay. See you later, rogues. Do I prefer first-person combat? Depends on the game, honestly. I don't think it works in LEGO games though. the punch it line in the trailer is obviously Han Solo. Yes, the question is, was that taken from the movie or was it pre-recorded? Because sometimes what they'll do as well is say, let's take Han Solo, because we can pretty much say with more certainty than any of the other actors that Harrison Ford is not going to come back to voice a Lego game. So let's say that they get a guy in who does a Han Solo impression. He does all the voice lines, and then they put those voice lines with the voice lines from the movie of Harrison Ford, and they don't work out. What they tend to do in situations like that is just get the guy doing all the other voice lines to do the ones from the movie as well, and they put them together so things don't sound too off. They don't always do that, so it's once again with Obi-Wan. But let's say with Obi-Wan, because I think it'll be James Arnold Taylor who comes back to voice Obi-Wan easily, the Clone Wars actor. Are they going to make him do the movie lines? It's definitely possible. It is, yeah. But we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Right, I'm trying to figure out what do we do here. Where's BB-8? Right, here he is. Here he is. Am I BB-8? Who am I playing as? I'm BB-8. I didn't know if that was like glitching then, or I don't know. We're good though. I think I actually recall this part from all those years ago. I mean, it was like 5 years ago. 5 years ago feels like a long time in my head. Honestly, 2 months ago feels like a long time ago in my head. And every day feels like it's the same. Hello, Rasper. Welcome to the stream. See you later, Rogues. I think I already said bye. Yeah, I did. See you later. Do you prefer the combat in the Skywalker Saga or the complete saga? I think things look very complicated. Now, I can't judge the Skywalker Saga too much, obviously. It's not out yet. I think things look overly complicated for a Lego game. Now, anything can look overly complicated when you haven't really seen it much, which is something we have to bear in mind here. When those strange ads were going around, those really strange ads that you'd get before your YouTube videos of Skywalker Saga footage, it looked overly complicated. Like, I think what we've got on screen right here looks overly complicated for a Lego game. If this was any other game, if this was a non-Lego game, let's say, this is fine to me. But for a Lego game, I think they're overcomplicating things compared to what they used to be. Now, that's not me saying that they don't have to move along with the times, but I think the simplicity of just the 4 hearts, like, now you've got all the rest of the stuff, and it's a lot. It's a lot for a game that I come to for simplicity. I come to it for a break from all the other games that aren't as simple. Obviously, anything is simple once you get the hang of it. You can have the most complicated thing in the world, and once you get the hang of it, and you become an expert, it's easy. But the Lego stuff, it was always just... It's not supposed to be too challenging, in my opinion. Now, the age rating has always remained the same on them. They're 7s, so... I suppose maybe they think 7-year-olds today are more capable than the 7-year-olds of my day. Which is very nice. I'm being sarcastic there, but... I'm not going to judge the Skywalker Saga too much. I'm just saying from what I've seen, I think they need to tone it down a bit. But hey, once I get used to that, I'll probably have a completely different opinion.
We're gonna have to connect it up to the generator over there. Somehow.
Ah, it's the Millennium Falcon. Wonderful.
What's that?
Sifter drills. They're used for finding electronic scrap buried in the sand, which is what we need to get working.
Did I get Xbox Series X? I didn't. I don't know if have you heard the story. I messed it up, so it obviously came out for pre-order and all the sites were down. I just thought, no, I'll leave it. I'll leave it till later. Well, it's sold out. It's not come back since. I'm thinking, do I get it from at this point, do I get it from a scalper on eBay? I never thought I'd drop so low, honestly. But I don't have much choice. It's by my own error. I'm responsible, but just quite annoyed with myself, honestly. That's one of the good things for me about the Skywalker Saga still not being out, is the fact that I can wait and give it some time for me to get my Xbox Series X, because I really need one. Just in general, like the performance on the Series X looks so good that I really need to get my hands on one. What I don't want to happen is that, dare I say, I get one from a scalper and then they come out for pre-order the next day. That seems like something that would happen to me, honestly. Hello, Inky. Good to see you. How are you doing? So what's the point in this droid, may I ask? I have no idea. Why is this guy just here? I have no idea what he's doing. Will there be base building battles? Once again, it's not confirmed, but looking at the cover image with Geonosis and Hoth, I think there's some real possibility there. And I'd see it as a big missed opportunity if there wasn't. Why not? Make this the biggest LEGO game of all time and include a bit of everything from every game. Obviously they need to ramp things up a bit with the times, but at the same time, why the hell not put them in there? I'd love to see them. Honestly, I would love to see. I mean, I'm a big fan of the base building battles. That's like the main reason. I think I do prefer the Clone Wars over the complete saga. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. How the controls going to be for ships? We have nothing on that. You know, I hate it when I get questions like this and I still can't give you an answer for them all this time on, but this is the reality of the situation. This is the harsh reality. The fact that we are at this point of the game and I can't give you answers like this. This part of the game being announced. We're not even at this part of the game yet. It's not even out. It's if there's no look, I think this future games event, like I said, is possible, but at the same time we have to prepare ourselves for the worst, and if nothing comes at that, like I said at the start of the stream, that puts us in a bad situation in my opinion for this game coming out anytime May and before. I don't want that to be the case, I really don't, but I feel like that could be the case. I like things like this in this game. I hope things like this come back where you can mount a cannon and shoot down TIE fighters randomly. Like this is these mechanics The Force Awakens got right better than any of the other LEGO Star Wars games for me. It's so weird because something like this you'd expect to be in one of the you'd expect it to be in like the complete, maybe not the complete saga because of the time it was made. Maybe Clone Wars. Was it in Clone Wars? It is technically in Clone Wars in a way. Just the fact that you couldn't shoot ships down. It was more ground vehicles. Would you prefer if the game was missing some less important features such as encounters would come out in spring, or delay until spring/autumn with features? Look. I think most will agree with me here, Alexia, and definitely let me know if you don't, but the delay is not an issue to me in any way. We live in a world where we do get so many incomplete games and just media in general, you could argue. I mean, you look at the sequel trilogy, in my opinion. I try not to go on to the Star Wars sequel. I'm not going to call it hate because I don't dislike them, but I look at a lot of Star Wars these days and it feels incomplete to me. So the last thing I want is an incomplete Star Wars game, movie, show, anything like that. But the problem is that they don't let us know what's happening. They say spring back in August, which was I let them off a bit last year because of the pandemic and them all working at home. It was probably took them by surprise, but the fact that they can't update us at all, like every bit of news we get, we're pretty much getting tiny bits every week, apart from this week because this week's been a bad week, but we're pretty much getting tiny bits every week, and they weren't even like officially announced by LEGO. It was just things you'd see here and there on websites, like new stickers, pictures. Madness, really. But It's the silence that gets to me. So I don't care if you delay the game till next year. Obviously, I don't want that. That'd be really unfortunate. But as long as you keep us up to date, you give us something to look forward to. Don't keep us in the dark. I have no problem with any delay. Now, they could delay the game 5 years from now. I will be absolutely furious, and that's not going to happen, by the way. But they could delay the game 5 years from now. But if that was 5 years of frequent updates, of keeping us in the loop, of build-up, then it would be cool, I suppose, and it'd be unfortunate. But I don't... The silence utterly confuses me. And I think that's just big corporations these days anyway. But, yeah. Hello Kelly, welcome to the stream, good to see you. Why do you think there will be a delay? And don't say because there's been nothing so far. So why do I think that? Why do I think? What's my honest reason as to why there could be a delay? Now I'm not saying the game is delayed. I'm putting myself in your shoes for this question. If there was to be a delay, why do I think it would be? More than likely at this point, because I think although the working at home thing was new to a lot of people, I think by August they would have adjusted to a degree where they wouldn't have given us a release period, such as spring, if they couldn't keep to it. I think if there was to be any delay at this point, it would be nothing more than game bugs. And I absolutely... I commend them for not if that is the case, by the way, I commend them for not releasing the game with bugs. That's a fantastic move. And I understand at the same time, I do actually get it that they're not going to want to tell us there's bugs. It's like this whole thing about the character customizer not working. It was a rumour. If that rumour was true, I'm sure that's the last thing TT Games wanted to be out there. Because when you talk about bugs, even though it's natural for games in development to get these things, it puts people on edge. Like the character customizer thing put me on edge a bit. But it's how do you update the fans without making them a bit cautious? I don't think they need to tell us there's bugs. I think they just need to be active on social media, like there's getting this community manager, which hopefully they've got now with the posts being down, and maybe post a few new screenshots here and there, just have a manager interacting with us, answering questions, assuring us everything is okay, even if it's all falling apart with bugs behind the scenes. Which I doubt it would be. It would probably be a few bugs here and there, but assure us things are okay. Let us know that it doesn't look good, does it, if they keep saying the game's delayed another month. So to some degree I get the silence, but at the same time I think they could be more active. And maybe just, like I said, a few images here and there. Images go a whole long way. A few teaser videos, they can be like 20 seconds long, those types of videos you see on social media. Stuff like that would be perfect. I can't believe we live in a world where things like this are so far-fetched for games sometimes. Get kept in the dark far too long. Is that fair from me? I think that's fair. I think I'm being very fair, honestly. Like and subscribe, guys, if you're new. Member does work, William. It just gave you the link there. I think it took a few seconds, but it just gave you the link. If you want to become a member, guys, feel free. Link in the description. Patreon, all that stuff in the description. Would appreciate it. All the memberships, the donations, everything, it keeps the channel running. Especially through times like this where I'm not uploading as much. I'm not just going to give you redundant content. I was thinking a few prediction videos, speculation videos, but then I thought no, we're at the stage now where it's the last thing people want to see. It's honestly the last thing I want to make, so don't worry as well. I'm not going to be doing any speculation, prediction videos until we've got, when we have new images, new trailers, whatever, to speculate on, then yeah, sure. But right now, it's the last thing people want to see. We want actual concrete news. So there won't be any of that either. The members of the Knights of Ren will most likely be in the game. I mean, they've got to be, Matthew. Because are they in this game? Do they make it into, like, the cutscenes? We'll have to see as we play along. But, I very much doubt with their appearance in the Rise of Skywalker, although people laugh at it and say I was very brief. At the same time, they were in it enough to be featured in a LEGO game. It wouldn't surprise me if there's a mission where you get to fight them briefly as well on Persona, which I know wasn't in the movie. You didn't full on fight them, but it's a Lego game. They'll create a fight scene out of something like that, which is great. I love that. Will I be making videos when the game comes out? Of course. There'll be a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I'm been planning for months how I'm gonna organise my time, get stuff done, still have a life in the midst of it, but I got a lot planned, as I'm sure anyone who uploads this the content of this game has got a lot planned. This is the moment we've been waiting for. So and with a game like this as well, where there'll always be an audience for it, but that will die out a lot sooner if it's not live service. If the character packs all don't come out on the same day, I suppose that is technically live service, but at the same time, once those 6 are out, that's it. The game will still have an audience, it just won't last as long as a game like Battlefront will, so it's going to be crucial to just upload as much as possible while it's doing well, so we can all enjoy it. Do I like both Lego games and Star Wars a lot? I don't play the other Lego games that much. I won't be covering them on this channel, pretty much, so if they do any more Lego games, like a new Marvel one, I'll probably play it a bit in my own time, but it won't be uploaded, I can assure you that. This isn't a Lego channel. To maybe some newer viewers won't be too happy with that, but it's not a Lego channel. This is just a Star Wars gaming channel, and right now I didn't really care about Squadrons. This is the only Star Wars game I care about right now. Battlefront is over and no interest of mine. Do they have the masks they can use? Oh no, he uses this, okay. Well, that's just part of the fun, isn't it, Inky, of playing the game. But most of that goes on like the channel anyway, so yeah. Which would you prefer, having the character select based on movie or muddled together in alphabetical order? Movie. Alphabetical is that many characters. I don't like it. Plus, having them all in movie order is just easy to go through and get to the character you want. I know you could argue like, oh, you think of, I don't know, General Grievous, easy, just go to G. So I suppose that, but at the same time, having all Revenge of the Sith together, all Attack of the Clones together, so on, I like that more. That works for me. Does it work for you? Let me know what you think. That's a placeholder, Harold. Any date on any website is a placeholder, and nothing more. And the December release date, if this game, it wouldn't be released on the 31st of December anyway, but I think a delay to December is very unlikely.
There, we're good to go.
Okay, I'm getting the hang of this game a bit more now, definitely. I made it this far. I didn't think I was going to make it this far. I thought I was just going to struggle so much, but no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Quite a bit. Which way? Which way do we go? This way. The blue stud thing, I think I told you all this, but the blue stud thing where they're like the let's see if I can get them up on screen again. Come on, come up. Come up, I'm walking away, show me the blue studs. Yeah, there they are, look, these ones, these are in the I can't speak, these are in the Skywalker Saga. I couldn't remember the name of it. These are in the Skywalker Saga, they're in some of the shots with Rey and Kylo on the Death Star ruins, so I like that. I think these are a cool feature, honestly, just to help you know where you're going. They don't count towards like stud totals or anything. I think they're a weekend, from episode 1 to 9, because I'm not like a Marvel fanatic. I do like it a lot more as well these days than I used to. But I'm a Star Wars fanatic. I love Star Wars a lot. I've not been a fan of Disney's Star Wars as much. Like The Mandalorian is definitely cool. I love Rebels. Actually, Rebels is great. I do enjoy the sequels. Apart from Episode 8, I don't like Episode 8, but I do enjoy 7 and 9 as their own thing. But they're not on par with the original 6. But the Clone Wars is my favourite. I'm hoping we get that Clone Wars character pack so much. Just anything in the game related to the TV show. I'd love that. I don't read, so I do actually have the Ahsoka book, because she's my favourite character, but I didn't, so I got like, I don't like, I can read, alright, okay, don't start that one before it comes in, like, you can't read FGG. I can read, I just don't enjoy reading. I don't have the attention span for it, so I got like 2 pages in and then I just started watching a review of it online. So these days when there's a comic or a book that comes out, I just watch the review online. Yeah, I wish I had the attention span to read. I really do, but I can't. Oh, you finished it this weekend too. We should, Tyler, we can talk about One Division privately. I mean, feel free to talk about it in the chat. I've got to keep things to Skywalker Saga here and Lego, because I'm already going off topic onto what I've liked during the Disney era of Star Wars. So, but I did enjoy One Division. It was, as someone who's not a Marvel fanatic, it was very good. Oh, it's Kanja Club. Gotta love Kanja Club. These guys. Well, a fun story. When the movie first came out, and obviously everyone's trying to get the clips online and everything, this is the one I was looking for everywhere. Kanja Club. I mean, thankfully I know I wasn't alone, but everybody loved Kanja Club. It was hilarious at the time. So strange, in a good way. Like, so I never expected there to be a group of bounty hunters. What are they? Criminals? Whatever. A gang called Kanja Club, led by a Scotsman in Star Wars. Brilliant. When can you play the demo? I don't even know if there's going to be a demo at this point, Bastin. Because going back to the demo video I made, I think I said it, I'm pretty sure I said it in that video, but we would most likely, not even most likely, we would 100%, if we were to get a demo, we would not get that demo. Because that was more of a showcase. That's why the developer was playing it at the event and it wasn't being played by the players individually, because it was a showcase. There wasn't any real objective to it. So that wouldn't be the demo we got in my demo video, which I think most of you have watched. It did quite well. But would we actually get one? Because Lego, I was looking into it, Lego don't actually seem to do demos. So this game may have been one of the final Lego games to actually get a demo. Because this one got a demo, I played it, I think I've still got it installed. I think I installed it, like, not that long ago, actually. But, I don't even know if we're going to get one. I hope we do, because I don't want us to lose all these traditions of demos, and I feel like we're losing far too many traditions these days. Fun things in games like demos. I love demos. You didn't get the notification, Dan? It's cool. YouTube's like that sometimes. You know what? One of the worst parts actually about loading a video is on YouTube. It's the notification going out, because it's not. People can. I think I've probably even said it. It's not a game. It's not about saying I don't care about views. Of course you care about your video doing well when you've spent a lot of time on it. And one of the worst feelings is when you spend ages on a video and the notification doesn't go out. It's like I put all that effort into it for nothing. So the YouTube notifications are annoying. Do you think Greedo has tied 2 thermal detonators together? No, I'm not even going to finish that, Tyler. I thought you had a genuine question for me then. I thought I was actually going to answer your question with honestly, and then I just read the last half of it. Really. Do you think that the First Order executions will be in the game? The ones with the Electro stuffs in episode 8, yeah. I do. I think you'll probably have to fight them as well when you're fighting Phasma as Finn, because I think that'll be a level. Of course that's going to be in there, because it's like some of the most action you get physically in the Last Jedi, because the Luke and Kylo fight is just a bunch of Luke dodging, isn't it? Imagine if you have to like spam the buttons to make Luke dodge or something. Imagine that, that'll be weird. But I think you may have to fight the Executioners during the level where you're fighting Phasma, honestly, in episode 8. So I do without a doubt think they'll be in there. Because that walker with the claw that you always go on about, I don't know about that because it's not really in there much, is it? But as for the Executioners, I think they are in the movie enough. I mean, the fact that I know what they are, I know most of the... I love troopers, so I know what most of them are anyway, but... Yeah, I without a doubt, the Executioners. I think they're cool-looking troopers as well. I love the black on them, I love the Electro stuff. So I wish we got to see more of them, honestly. They weren't even in episode 9. But the Sith troopers were hardly in episode 9. But I look forward to the Sith troopers. I think the Sith troopers are pretty cool. And yes, they will be in there, obviously. They'll be in there. The shot with Vader, William, you're referring to the shot with Vader in the corridor in the trailer. It was confirmed on Twitter a while back, because I remember I put it in one of my videos, that shot in the trailer of Vader isn't from Rogue One. But what I think they'll do is, I think in the cutscene you'll see Vader entering in the hallway. Will you get to actually full on run away from him? I don't know. But I think that was just aesthetically done for the trailer. One of the developers replied within the tweet. Rogue One will have a character pack, but it most likely will not have missions. I mean, there'd be more chance of it having missions, but at the same time, than Solo, because it's actually right next to Episode 4, but I still don't think that means it will get missions. If First Order Executioners are in Galaxy of Heroes, I expect them in LEGO Star Wars. LEGO Star Wars is pretty much the only game I think that could get more characters than Galaxy of Heroes. And Galaxy of Heroes, to be fair to it, I mean, it's paid to win from what I hear, but what mobile game isn't, but it gets a lot of characters. It must be really fun if I know you said you play it, Tyler. I wish I played it, honestly, but I don't really care about mobile games. If it was like Battlefront on console, I think I would play it, but it's not. So that's pretty sad. Do you think the walker will be with the claw will be in the game? I don't, Matthew. It's not. I don't even think it's in the movie. Is it? I think it's just in one of the books. I really don't think it'll be in there. I'm sorry. I hate to. I'm sure you'd love it. But the Executioner will be. Storm, welcome to the stream. Tristan, welcome. If you're new, guys, feel free to like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Of course I would. Alright, Finn, come on. The deluxe edition is only £10 more than the standard edition, yeah. Which, for me, is even more of a reason to get it, because like I say every week, those character packs, while not confirmed to be sold individually yet, they most likely will be, and they will cost a lot more individually than they will if you were to get them all with the standard, with the deluxe edition. And like I said last week as well, do not be tricked by this Amazon edition. Unless, like I've said, if you financially can only get the deluxe, financially can only get the standard edition of the game, then I completely understand. But if you are in a position where you're thinking, which edition do I get? Do not be tricked by this Amazon edition. I think it's great and everything, once again, for people who financially cannot get the deluxe edition. I understand that perspective on it. But at the same time, what it's saying is you get the standard edition and one character pack with it for free. but then you're still missing another 5 of them, which you'll have to buy anyway when the game comes out. You have to buy them all individually. It's going to cost you more. So just if you can get the deluxe edition, get it. That's what I'm saying. We need a Chewie. What's the best way to do this? Over there. Blue Mill Luke is with the standard edition. No, I think that's a really bad minifigure. Because I had the Stormtrooper Finn, which, you know, you could argue is bad, but I don't know, I think it's better than Blue Milk Luke. Just a few blue drops around his mouth. I mean, if that wasn't a Lego figure, if that was like a standard Star Wars figure, would you buy that? I wouldn't. Well, maybe that's just me. I think it's so boring, honestly. But at the end of the day, the game is the important thing. Do you think the death of certain characters will be made more comical? Yeah, I don't think they'll change it to a degree of, oh, Darth Maul doesn't get cut in half. Of course he will, but there'll be some comedic value to it, which I'm fine with. Like I said, I mean, in fact, that reminds me of what I said last week about drinking ice cream. You don't drink ice cream, you eat ice cream. Although I could understand if it was very watered down, the debate on drinking it. Oh, red brick. But like I was saying last week, which took us on to the ice cream conversation, I always like Lego humour. That's one of the main reasons I love the Lego games. I think like the ice cream obsession in the Clone Wars game got to the point where it wasn't very funny. Like the things for me that made Lego games funny was stupid things like the Bespin Wingard falling out of Boba Fett's Slave 1, or what else have we got? Obi-Wan's lightsaber not working when he's fighting the droids in Episode 1. Just little things like that. I don't know, the ice cream thing in the Clone Wars game was too far for me. What the hell is this? I have no idea what the hell this is. Huh? What? I have no idea. God, if this puzzle is to like... Because I bet it's really easy, but when you do one of these for the... Okay, right, so we got to get this down. That'll be that one there. Alright, no, this... Okay, I understand now. So we got to get... I didn't see this blue thing. Okay. What? Right, and then we go again, do we? Yep. Right. Oh, puzzles with FGG. It's Fallen Order all over again. I don't want to relive that. Fallen Order was pushing those balls into holes. It was boring. Unbelievable. Look at that. It was so easy. And I thought it was going to be difficult. Do you think the side missions will require certain types of characters? Like Force Awakens, there's always going to be... So, yeah, there'll probably be certain... Like, for example, I think the Yoda versus Palpatine is going to be a side mission. But, do you mean... So, I think to 100% a level, you're going to have to go back on free play with characters. Like, for example, you probably have to use a dark side hero to complete a certain level that you don't play as the dark side hero in the first place. So, it depends on... I think I answered your... I think I answered your question as well as I could. I'm not sure if I've understood it properly. But that's how I think the levels will work. Right, what do we do here? Right, we take this. Sunday League, what's your question? I feel I've missed your question, my friend. I'll have a look. I can't see it from you. Do you think you can play as the Geonosians? Yes, without a doubt. They'll be if they're an unlockable character in the Complete Saga. I'll safely say that as well. Any character in the Complete Saga will be in the new Lego game. Of course they will. There will not be a single character. I'm trying to think of a character from the Complete Saga who will not make it into this game. I couldn't think of one. honestly, they're all going to be in there to some degree. The Clone Wars game, yeah, you could argue a lot of them won't be because it's not based on the Clone Wars. The Force Awakens game, I think there's even a shout for a lot of the real. I missed that mini kit. There's a shout for a lot of the background characters to not be in the game because there was far too many background characters in the Force Awakens game. But the complete saga pretty much featured anyone who had some sort of an appearance on screen that was prominent. And even a lot of prominent characters like Newt Gunray, Bail Organa weren't in the complete saga. So every complete saga character will make it in. There's no. Can somebody name me one that they're actually questioning might not be in there because I can't think of any. The Geonosians are going to be in there along with the Geonosian zombies as well. I would definitely think.
Come on, hurry!
Well, we get to play Luke's vision where he's fighting Darth Vader in the cave. It was in this. It was not this game. It was in the complete saga. I think there's a genuine shot for it. I always go on about will Palpatine be able to use his lightsaber because of consistency and all that stuff. Will Yoda actually fight the Darth Vader vision with Luke like he did in the complete saga? I don't think he would, honestly. We'll have to wait and see. I may be wrong on that. I hope that the consistency part. I always talk about how it bugs me because they wouldn't let use Palpatine. They wouldn't let Palpatine use a lightsaber in this game when you played in the prologue, but they'd happily let you build mini TIE fighters and mini X-wings and throw them at Palpatine, and they'd let you fight the Royal Guards, which he clearly told them to leave the room. So they're consistent 1 minute, and then they're not the next. It bugs me that I just want characters. Look, I get there should be limits. I don't think you should have Cody. I don't think you should have Cody and Obi-Wan fighting Grievous. That doesn't work. That's a bit too far. It's like when we were joking about if you were to get a Yoda versus Palpatine level, which I honestly think you will. Who would the other character be who fights Palpatine with Yoda? And we were laughing, saying Bail Organa. Look, in all seriousness, I don't think that would work. I think that's utterly ridiculous. But would Palpatine wielding a lightsaber with Yoda fighting the Darth Vader vision with Luke make sense? I don't think that's as bad, honestly. I think that works as far as I'm concerned. See you later, William. Thanks for joining. Do you think we'll be able to... Do you think this level will be more creepy with the monsters? With the... What are these guys called? The Raftars, they're called, right? They're going to remake it, so it depends. I should hope they're more creepy. I think they're fine in this game. They work for me, honestly, the Raftars. I think they're interesting creatures. I think this level's fine. Honestly, the more and more I play this game back, I think it's alright. I get why I maybe didn't play this game back as much as the others, because it's just not got that classic Lego feel to it, but at the same time it's not as bad as I remember. I don't even know if bad is the word I'd use for this, because I 100%ed it, and I wouldn't 100% a game I didn't enjoy. Even if there was parts I was skeptical about, I still very much enjoy this game. Okay. That, yep. Wilro Hood, Dan, you mean? The guy with the ice cream maker? Wilro Hood is the name, I believe. He'll be in there, I think. Because there'll be AI, like we know there's going to be NPCs. Now, if you got all those NPCs running around on Cloud City, and they somehow do not manage to get the most iconic NPC, Wilro Hood, in the game, then I'll be wondering if I've watched Star Wars. Even I know who Wilro Hood is. I say it like I don't know much about Star Wars. I do, but Wilro Hood is it's an interesting one, because I know a lot of people don't have a clue who he is. I know the Wilro Hood obsession. I was at Star Wars Celebration in 2016 in London when it was here, and out of nowhere all these guys dressed as Wilro Hood came by, so that's how I learnt who he was. I think that's how I learned. I don't know if I remember who he was before that, but yeah, that's the situation.
Gonna have to build a bigger weapon.
Kit Fisto,
Really wish you had
I'm hoping he gets. Am I hoping he gets a new look? I had the Lego Kit Fisto. I think a big problem with him is the type of head he had. The paint came off it a lot, didn't it? But overall, I mean, paint's not going to come off it in a Lego game. I don't know how I feel about Kit Fisto. If he needs a new look or not. I mean, I love Kit Fisto as a character. I think he's he's a funny guy. Kit Fisto's a fantastic guy. Do you think Luke and then older Luke will be different characters or variations? I prefer them being different characters on the board, but they're most likely going to be variations, which annoys me because I don't like that, but that's the way it works these days. And I don't think they're going to change it, so yeah. What do you prefer, honestly? I prefer them all being different characters on the board. I just think it works. I think just there's that pleasure you get from. I think this is the main problem I have with it, actually, because I've never stated what my problem is, but my problem with it is when you've 100%ed the game and you see all those characters, you can see every character in front of you that you've unlocked. With the variation system, you can't, because you got to scroll across to see certain ones. So I prefer the fact that they're all different characters. Like this game has the whole variations thing, whereas the Clone Wars game, the Lego Star Wars game that came out before this, that has them all as different characters, which I much prefer. You could argue it's just because I'm used to it, but I just like the pleasure of seeing every character that I've unlocked. And on the way to unlocking them all, seeing who I've unlocked, who I've not, like having to scroll across, because a lot of different characters are going to have a lot of different variants. That's a lot to go through. So, I don't like it personally. I think we can explore Gunga City. Gunga City is an interesting one, because I think game-wise it is would be one of the most visually stunning planets going all the way. I would love to have seen that in Battlefront, I'll be honest. And it's not like they even need to allow us in the water area, because just seeing it from the outside. But imagine you're in Gunga City, you're in like the indoor facility, and then you just go in the submarine. I know the submarine has an exact name, I don't recall what that is. But imagine you just go into the submarine, and then you're out into the sea, and you fight the fish, and Qui-Gon's like always a bigger fish. I think that's plausible. But at the same time, I don't want to see... There's a lot of parts in the movies, and there's a lot of parts which won't make it. There's a lot of parts that'll just be cutscenes. I'd love to see that, and I think it's definitely possible with the way games are made today in comparison to how they were back when the video games, the complete saga were made. I'd love to see it. It would be a fantastic mission. Gunga City is so visually stunning in every way. So we can only hope. I really would love to see it. Gangs, how are you doing? I'm doing good, thank you. The three makers will most likely not be in the game. I know they were a character pack in this game. Trust me, I played the game, I remember it. But I think that was at the time the show was out. They were trying to promote it. I very much doubt they will feature in this game. Oh, in the next game, sorry. I didn't really like the fact they were in there, but I have to accept that the game was made for kids, even though most of us, you could say, not most of us, but a lot of us aren't kids, so a lot of us are just reliving our childhood. But I didn't like the fact the free makers are in there, because although the LEGO games aren't canon, I like it that every character in the game is canon, and that wasn't the case this time.
Oh yeah, we need more stuff like that.
What is this contraption? I think these Raptors, whoever asked, do the Raptors need to be more creepy in the next game? I honestly think they work fine in this. I'm fine with how these Raptors work. See a mini kit. I don't like the mini kit redesign. Such a minor thing, and I don't think it's something I ever really looked at and thought about, but the top part on the mini kit, why did they do that? The mini kits looked fine. They had to go and change them, didn't they? Why did they do that? Remember to like and subscribe, guys, if you're new. We're approaching 100 likes. Like I said, subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. There's Chewie. There he is. Do I think the Cancer Bite police officer will be in the game? Yep. Playable, probably, yeah, unlockable. A lot of these characters that they won't be playable in the actual mission. They'll be there, and then you'll unlock them for studs afterwards. But yeah, without a doubt, they're in the movie to a certain degree. It's just like the best in wing guards. Any character, any type of guard that is prominently in these movies will be in the game, without a doubt. Do you think, well, look, playing as the Raftar might be a bit more difficult. Now, don't hold me to this, but playing as a Rancor and a Wampa, you could have argued back when the Complete Saga came out, that that's never going to happen. But I think there's a lot more plausibility to that than playing as a Raftar, which pretty much are huge and may not even fit through all the doors. I mean, how the Wampa's going to fit through some of the doors, I have no idea, but
left to right.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, at least. I don't think a Raftar would be playable. How many different variations of Darth Vader do I think there'll be? Well, I think we can pretty much guarantee that the battle damage Vader will be in the game, just because he's on the cover art of the deluxe edition. So maybe 2, because to what level do you start counting different Darth Vaders in terms of battle damage? I don't know. I think there'll be 2 personally. Will battle damage Vader count? Oh, sorry, will battle damage Anakin count as a Vader or not? I don't know. A lot of these things depend, honestly. You think there'll be a way to play the Death Star battle from the Empire's perspective? No, I don't think it's really something they'd spend time doing. I'd be fine with it. I do hope there's a lot more missions that are quote-unquote bad guy themed, where you play as, like I said, the quote-unquote bad guys. I say quote-unquote because it's from whatever perspective you take it as who's bad, who's not. I'd love more bad guy levels, honestly. Back when the video game came out and you had the Vader level, like, it felt so good to actually play as the bad guy. I know you could argue you play as Anakin in the final episode or the final level of Revenge of the Sith, but I don't think that's the same as actually having a full-on level where, because you can choose, can't you? Do I play as Obi-Wan? Who do I play as? Ben said something about doing these left to right, didn't he? And do the final one. What colour does this one turn? That's the red one. I have no idea, honestly. Do you think you'll have to buy characters with studs or unlock them through missions? Both. Some will be unlocked through missions, some you'll buy with studs. It depends on the character. So most likely Anakin Obi-Wan Episode 3, you'll unlock through studs. You'll unlock through playing the game, and then a character like a battle droid, you'll unlock through studs. I have no idea how I did that. We've done it. Right, BB-8. I honestly do not know what I did then to actually get that to work. Mini kit. Please tell me there was a purpose to this and it wasn't just for a mini kit. Because it was not worth it. What is this contraption? What do you think about the Max Rebo band? Yeah, they'll make it. I think Max Rebo definitely will. It depends on how many. Once again, it depends on how thorough they're going with background characters. Because you look at Yaddle, and I think it's very easy to think we're getting a lot of background characters here. But then you look at what a meme Yaddle has become, and then I think it's a bit more plausible as to why they included her. Is there going to be online multiplayer? One can only hope, Pookie. The way I look at it every time is they say this is going to be the biggest LEGO Star Wars game of all time. And the way I see that is, well, we're not going to go backwards, are we? We're going to move forwards. And the Complete Saga did have multiplayer, be it only with one friend, but it was still multiplayer. So why go backwards? But that is it. That's all I've got. Dexter's Diner will be in the game, I think, pretty much. I mean, Mos Eisley Cantina will be in the game, because when I was watching through all the videos of the developers talking for hours and hours, well, I say hours, we've not got that much footage, but I was watching all the footage of the developers talking, and they confirmed that the Mos Eisley Cantina is in the game, but it is only one part of the huge Tatooine hub world, and I think Coruscant will work exactly the same. I mean, you look at the trailer, look specifically at the shot of Mace Windu on Coruscant. Are you telling me that Dexter's Diner isn't going to be down there? Because I think it easily will be. I really do. I think it easily will be. Yay, we did it.
Watch the thrust. We're going out of here at light speed.
Just give him a milkshake. I think that humour's not as bad. If it was like milkshakes or coffee, whatever it is, every 5 seconds, then it gets bad. We're 13 likes off 100, guys. Let's try and get it. What's my favourite animal in Star Wars, or creature, whatever we're saying? It's a good one. I like the Wampa a lot. I feel like there's one I'm forgetting. I feel like it's a big one that I'd always say, and I'm forgetting it. What do I like? What animal? I'd say the Wampa, honestly. The Rancor's alright. I like the Wampa. I like the Acklay as well. It's not something I'm a huge fan of that I always think about, but yeah. Mars will be in the game. Yeah, Mars Kanata will obviously 100% be in the game. I think she's already. Yeah, she was in the leaked menu screenshot anyway, so we know 100% anyway. But I like the Sarlacc. The Sarlacc is a creature, yeah, of course. The crate dragon in The Mandalorian was pretty cool, I have to say. God, I hope Snoke gets a redesign. He looks so bad in this. Stephen, welcome to the stream. Like I said, guys, if you're new, be sure to like. We're 11 off 100 likes, and subscribe as well. It's free. Isn't that amazing? A lot of studs there. Oh, close. And we got the red brick that time as well. Chewbacca wounded. God, this game had a wounded Chewbacca before Battlefront did. They got beat to it. Will Plagueis be in the game? I would think not, Jonathan, unfortunately. Because although Plagueis is canon, because of Revenge of the Sith, the appearance of him is still not canon, because his novel isn't. So, obviously he was a Immune, wasn't he? He was the Immune people, whatever they're called. So, the appearance, although I hope they stick to that if we do ever see him again in canon, the appearance of him isn't canon, so I doubt he would make it in. We don't specifically know what kyber bricks are used for, Matthew, but if you look at them replacing gold bricks, you could guess that they'll unlock certain things when you have a certain amount of them. Like, what is it, a stud fountain maybe? I think they'll go further than that. An exclusive ship? Who knows? We're still in the dark. We're still mostly in the dark about that.
You want to hear all about those raftars, huh?
Nope, I don't.
I'll say
Right.
this for the raftars, though.
I want to
Which members of your crew are good at
I want to go to where I want to unlock characters. I want to see who I can buy. Oh no, you find them, don't you? You don't find them on a menu in this game. You actually have to go out and find them. I mean, it's a bit like the Clone Wars game. So, yeah. They'll most likely redesign the characters, yes. I mean, LEGO characters get small things updated in all of them. It's like Darth Vader now has arm printing, doesn't he? Was the classic Darth Vader helmet still a thing in this game? Because I think Darth Vader is in this game. I can't remember what helmet he has, if it's the new or old one. But characters get small upgrades, so I suppose if a character hasn't had one, then they won't include it. But I would expect the most detailed versions of every character in this game. So, for example, even though Darth Vader has arm printing in some sets, he doesn't have them in every set. I would expect the most detailed version of every character in this game, and I'd be very surprised if they don't go that route. Maybe they won't get everything right. They might miss a detail here and there, and I think that's completely understandable. No matter how closely they work with Lucasfilm, I think that's understandable of missing a few things here and there. But I think we'll get the most detailed version of each character, so that probably will mean upgrading them, won't it?
No wonder this thing's always falling apart. Can you realign and recouple the drive deviator?
What did we do here? Ah, this, okay. Hello Dan, welcome back. Maybe the Luba bricks will unlock the bonus levels like how they do in the, like the newer LEGO games. Possibly, we know we're getting bonus levels, so it would make sense. I'm curious to see how everything falls into place, how everything is unlocked. And I'm really curious about it, because obviously kyber bricks are a first for a LEGO game. How does this change the dynamic? Because I doubt they just took gold bricks and thought, let's redesign them, make them look better, change the name. I really think things will be completely different, and I look forward to that. So we go to Takodana. I'm not sure if I want to start a new level. Twanketi, that's one of the bonus missions. Oh no, that's Raftar Hunt. So that's one of the bonus ones. Okay, interesting. Interesting indeed. So if I was to, yeah, that's. Do I drink ice cream, Stephen? Don't be like that, please. It was a mistake. It's a poor mistake. There's 5 levels per movie, so that's 5 times 9, 45. Look at that quick maths right there. I'm joking. I think 5 works. I think it will cancel out a lot of boring, wasted, repetitive missions like the double Tatooine in episode 4, the double Endor, the triple Death Star. I'm very happy about 5 missions and not 6, because sometimes less is more. Now, someone could argue, and I'm sure there'll be a lot out there, why not do 6? And I completely get you, that's 1 extra mission. I mean, that's 9 extra missions, isn't it? But less is more. Just because you could do 10 missions. per episode, but I think that's too much, honestly. How many variations of Palpatine do you think there'll be? There'll be episode 1, episode 2, like 3 for episode 3, and episode 6, and I'm guessing 2 for episode 9, so that's 8 I've counted there on my fingers. Well, I could be wrong. I think about 8. 8 works, because obviously you won't get every tiny little change in Palpatine's clothes, but you'll get the vast majority of them, I would think. If you don't include the prologue on this game, then we have not used a lightsaber. And maybe that's why they included the prologue, honestly. There's a lot of little kids may turn off if they get to this part. Let's land on Jakku. Because this is... So when you... I'm trying to remember. When you're like going from planet to planet, I thought you go in the hyperspace cutscene where you're just flying around the screen. I may have to trigger something to do that. I like these mini builds they show you, because you can pretty much build these by looking. I mean, I know apart from the Falcon there, which I may need to take a better look at, I could build that by looking at it with the correct pieces. So I like that aspect of the loading screens on this. I'm trying to remember how you get the hyperspace one, because I've just landed on Jakku, so unless I was already above Jakku, I'm trying to remember back to the movie. Is Rey and Finn above Jakku when they encounter Han and the Raftors? I don't actually remember. Should I build R3PO? I don't think I want to buy him for all that. Is that Lord Santeca?
Oh, look at him. There's practically nothing to him.
All these side quests too. Hello, Brandon. Harold, welcome. You know what, we will, but no, will we? We will, just because I think having a protocol drone may help. Now my Jedi, my Jedi character pack there seems to be installed. I don't know about the other ones, so I'll have to look at that. Can I change to the red droid? Can I not? I don't think I can. That's a bit annoying. I think I gotta stay as these two. Yeah, pretty sure I gotta stay as these two. Yeah, we're 5 likes away from 100, and I trust me, with it being a much quieter, and I don't say that lightly. A much quieter week this week. I appreciate you all still tuning in and watching, because we're probably going to end pretty soon. There's no point starting a new mission now, but I'm happy with the progress we're making on this game. I'm happy that we can still talk about the Skywalker Saga every week. Despite there not being news, we can still find this around 2 hours every Sunday just to talk nothing but Skywalker Saga. And one of the advantages of it being a bit quieter actually is that I've managed to get to a few more questions. I know I still won't have done them all, and there's probably people that think I've ignored them for the whole stream, and the fact of the matter is I've probably just so happened to have missed all your comments, because I do really just pick them at random. And when you do that, you're going to miss people, and I apologise. I don't ignore anyone purposely, but I do my best. Sylvana, welcome to the stream. Anakin versus the Younglings God. I thought we'd got through a whole stream without bringing it up, and here we are at the very end nearly, and we still... God, every week it gets mentioned. Every week. How many variations of Padme? Let me count. So I'd say you'll get Handmaiden, 2 queens, the red and the white outfit. The blue outfit from when she's on Tatooine, so that's 4. That's from episode 1. I'd say they'd only include those 4. Oh, and the palace one, the purpley one when she's when she arrests the Viceroy, so that's 5. God, Padme has a lot. Then the for some scenes where she just has like one for a few seconds, I don't think that includes. So I think episode 2 they'll include the one she's wearing when she meets Anakin for the first time after 20 years. I don't think you'll get Padme in her pyjamas or anything. Although you never know with Count Dooku getting his. Then I think you'll get white suit Padme. Might only get 2 for that movie, to be honest, because a lot of the scenes where she's just wandering around Tatooine with Anakin, like, I doubt you're going to get Punch-Show Anakin. I doubt you're going to get the outfits for those scenes where they're just walking around Naboo and there's no real action to it, meaning there probably won't be a mission for it in the game. So that's 7 I got for Padme. Then I think you'll get Revenge of the Sith. You probably won't get many. You'll probably just get her appearance from the end of the movie. So I'd say like maybe 8 for her as well. Geonosis Padme, I said the 4. Whether her in the white outfit before and after it gets ripped up will be different ones, I don't know. That's why I didn't say the rip one, because the way it was obviously different times, but in the Lego game, in the complete saga, it was just all one. Like, the rip was already there, I believe. I'd have to go back and look. I've not even played the complete saga that long ago. But it was just one. So I think that's how they do it again. I don't know if they can. If you counted it as 2, then it'd be 9. But I think Padme, without a doubt, was going to have arguably the most. Her, and Leia definitely, and Palpatine. You're going to have a lot. And Luke as well. Luke has a lot of outfits, but I think Padme and Leia will still beat him. How many different Grievuses? I think just 1. I don't even think they'll include the battle damage. I think Grievous will just have the 1. Same with Dooku. It says multiplayer video game if you Google it, Dan. I'm not going to read too much into that. I'm going to wait until it's officially confirmed. That might have just been said. Right, there's a lot of details on the internet that aren't true. They're just generated by the websites, I think, pretty much, is the best way I can put it. I don't think cape to no... I think Grievous will just have no cape automatically, because he can't fight with a cape on anyway. I know a lot of people don't know that, but that's why George Lucas never had... That's why he has him take off the cape in episode 3. He can't use all 4 lightsabers with the cape on, which makes sense, or he'd tear it apart with his lightsabers. Helium, welcome. They're giving birth clothes. I think I don't think she'll get those ones. I mean the outfit she has on Mustafa. I don't think she'll get the giving birth clothes. I think there'll be plenty of characters that are in cutscenes briefly that won't, like certain outfits that won't actually get their characters playable in the game as well. Is there any dev interviews I'd recommend? Yeah, Dan, I can try and send you a few off stream, but I'll probably do that actually. But if you don't want to wait for me, because I might not be able to do that for like an hour or something, but if you don't want to wait for me, just look up any of the E3 2019 interviews. They're pretty much the only interviews we have. So there's also a tour of TT Games from like a year ago, I think it was, which shows a bit of behind the scenes footage, not much. So I'd recommend to everyone, by the way, I'd recommend if you want to look at interviews, just look at just type on YouTube Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga E3 2019 dev interview. You could probably just type in Skywalker Saga for short, but I like to be specific just to make sure I don't miss anything. So the dev interviews, you learn a lot off that. He did have a cape in the original Lego games, he did, and that, once again, is just simplicity, I think. He's not wearing the cape in the Skywalker Saga trailer when he fights Obi-Wan. I don't think he'll have the cape in this one. But I could be wrong. You never know. It's like, is Rise of Skywalker Rey with blue and a yellow lightsaber going to be different characters? Are you going to have the option for both? I don't know. There's still a lot of things I could have wrong here. A lot of these have just been I thinks in terms of the characters. Thanks for the hard work you give to us. An overview about the game, really appreciate it. Thank you, Nixon, I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. I do my best, even throughout these hard times of no content. I've just noticed I was about to end and I see an ice cream. Oh, it's the ice cream all over again. See, it's destroyed, so there'll be no eating or drinking ice cream here. It's gone. I've destroyed it to end the stream. Guys, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next Sunday. I hope we've had stuff by then, but in terms of news, but I would most likely say to you now that even though the Future Games event is not confirmed, and I would go into it expecting the very worst, and then you won't be let down, but I would still say that's our best chance of news this month, in terms of I don't think we're going to get anything again this week. Maybe there'll be tiny bits here and there, but I think it'll be another week of nothing. But I will have a video, I hope, a few videos out in the coming days. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. Thank you, Dan23, Dan Rowe, Finn, Gangs, Harold, Helium, Matthew, Nick, Nixon, Rainy Boy and Tyler Wakefield. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.